All right, let's talk about 7 small words that make a huge difference in your English. Object pronouns. They might seem simple, but getting these right, that's the secret to sounding way more natural. Okay, let's jump right in.
So what are these magic words we're going to be looking at today?
And here they are: me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. Yep, these 7 little words are our entire focus today. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how and when to use every single one of them.
So what exactly is an object pronoun? Well, the easiest way to think about it is this. It's a word that receives the action from a verb. For anyone who speaks Portuguese, you'll see this is a lot like words you already know, like me, te, o, and a. The big idea to hold on to is receiving the action.
Okay, so to really get this, we actually need to talk about what they're not. And that brings us to the most important rule of all, the difference between subject and object pronouns.
This lays it all out nice and clear. On the left, you've got your subject pronouns. These are the ones that do the action. Think of them as the doers. And on the right are object pronouns. These are the ones that receive the action. It's that simple, but it's everything. Doers versus receivers.
Let's look at a super simple example. I called Maria. Who's doing the action? Who's making the call? I am. So I is the subject pronoun. Easy enough, right? Now watch what happens when we flip it. Maria called me. So in this sentence, who's doing the calling now? Maria is. And who is on the other end receiving the call? Me. So me is the object pronoun. See that? I does the action, me receives it. That's the whole game.
All right, now that we've got the difference down, let's figure out where to actually use these pronouns in a sentence. It's time to put them to work.
So take a look at this sentence. Can you give me a ride? Where's the word me? It's right after the verb give. This is a super common pattern. The object pronoun usually comes right after the action word.
Here's another one. I can pick them up. Now, who is them? Could be my friends, my kids, maybe some packages. It doesn't matter. The point is, we use them so we don't have to repeat the names over and over. It just makes your speech so much faster and more natural.
And now for the other big rule. Check this out. He's going with them. You see how them comes right after the word with? With is what we call a preposition, a little connector word.
And that leads us to our second huge rule. You always use object pronouns after prepositions. So whenever you see words like with, for, to, or from, it's a huge clue that an object pronoun like me, him, or them is probably coming next.
Awesome. You've already got the main rules. Now let's go over just a couple of quick tips that are really going to help you sound more like a native speaker.
So what if the action is from more than one person? Look here. They're waiting for you and me. Now, a mistake a lot of people make is saying you and I. But just think back to our rule. What comes after a preposition like for? An object pronoun. That's why it's always you and me here.
And one last tip for sounding totally natural, use contractions. Seriously, in everyday spoken English, we almost always say he's instead of he is, and they're instead of they are. Using them just makes everything you say flow so much better.
Okay, you've seen the rules, you've seen the examples. I think it's time for a quick practice run. You ready to see what you've learned? Let's do it. Okay, first one. She called blank. Should we say A, I, or B, me? Take a second. Who is receiving the action of the call? And the answer is me, of course. She is doing the action, so we need the object pronoun me to receive it. Perfect. Nice job.
All right, let's try another. They are waiting for, is it A, he, or B, him? Come on, look for that little signal word in there.
Yes, it's him. That preposition for is our big clue that we need an object pronoun. See? You're getting the hang of this. Okay, final challenge. This time, you need to replace the names. How can you say, I can pick Maria and John up with just one pronoun? Exactly. I can pick them up. You just swap out Maria and John for them, and the sentence sounds so much smoother. Fantastic job on that one.
So, if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this simple idea. Subjects do, objects receive. Honestly, that's the key to everything we've talked about. You've totally got this now. You have all the tools you need to use these pronouns the right way every time. So really, there's only one question left. Are you ready to use them in your next English conversation? I think you are. Go for it.